Listen, you know what time it is. It's time for another episode of your favorite podcast entitled We Hate You, Internet! All right, gather around once again. We are back in this thing. Now listen, I know you already see what's going on in the situation, you know what I'm saying? I went out and searched high and low, and behold, I found her. She's back. It said it's been a while since you seen her face, you know what I'm saying? It got so crazy, my mom was calling me like, where's Clara? I was like, man, I was on camera too, mama. She's been gravely missed amongst the people, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting messages and everything, people talking about where the girl at. We're like, God dog it, she's right here. If you forgot her name, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She's known by many names. The queen of quotes, you know what I'm saying? When she's donning her other costume, you know what I'm saying? Her alternate alias. It's the Bane Assassin, you know what I'm saying? When she's feeling kind of high class, it's Coach Clara. But of course, we all know her as
Clara, and I'm very happy to be back. It's been a really long time. I'm getting like jitters. I'm so excited to be back. I'm happy to be back.
Clara is in the building. You know me, I'm Wilford Hamilton. So anyway, yeah, man. Oh yeah, and before we move any further, we just want to say, happy birthday!
You should have had like a little cupcake.
You should have had a cupcake. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I ran out of budget, man. I got to pay all these other people. I ran out of budget. You know what I'm saying? I could have got a cupcake, but no candles. You know what I'm saying? And then it loses significance if only just a cupcake. So anyway,
cupcake, no icing, just a muffin.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You can't. It's just not the same. It is our birthday. You know what I'm saying? We Hate Your Internet has officially made a year. You know what I'm saying? Our first episode was uploaded April the 3rd of 2023. And we up in this thing, you know what I'm saying? 2024, 1 year later, and we still rocking. Like I was telling the people, man, I was like, man, we got, I think the best is yet to come. You know what I'm saying? We just hit the runway. We got a lot of great content and great moments ahead of us, man. You know what I'm saying? And so we appreciate all the support for those who have rocked with us up to this point. All the comments, you know what I mean? All the DMs and, you know. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? The support, you know what I'm saying? Both monetarily and otherwise. It's been greatly, greatly appreciated. And, man, we look forward to this next year. We have lofty goals, and we are already 4 months in. And we looking like we on target trying to knock out those things like we did last year. So continue to rock with us, man. Like I said, we're just really, really excited to be in this position. And there are great things on the horizon. So ride with us, you know what I'm saying? Ride with us out here. So, okay. I'm a little giddy, you know what I'm saying? I've been by myself. Cat like he been in a room by himself, you know, playing with his imaginary friend this whole time. Now his friend finally came back, he got to play with somebody else. No, I'm almost don't know how to act. For today's episode, we will be discussing prank culture.
Prank culture, yep. I just got pranked too, not too long ago.
Please do share.
It's funny. Our pranker was Mr. Hamilton.
Who, me?
Yeah, sending me a message saying, I don't think that we're going to keep going, or I don't think we're going to continue this journey. I was so heartbroken. I was so heartbroken. I didn't know how to respond. All to just be told, oh, April Fools.
Yeah, man.
That was good, though. It was good.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be creative sometimes. Yeah. I was in that thing, man, you know what I'm saying? Just, I was out here trying to survive, fighting for my life out here by myself, out here drowning out here.
It's a good holiday, I guess.
Yeah, they're like, the people were like, it's just not the same. Like, man, I'm trying my best out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying my best. That's why I begged you to be on the show. No, but yes, we're going to be talking about prank culture, right? And so everybody has seen all the videos and all the content that's floating around with this stuff. And, you know, it's gotten to a point where it's almost gotten out of hand. You know what I mean? And it's really crazy when you think about, and like I said, before we even begin, I'm not like knocking people having a good time and joking and making jokes. Like, it is what it is, right? You know what I'm saying? We not no, I don't want to say titty babies, but that may not be the. And all sensitive, and I'm like, no, don't make fun, guys. Like, it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? You enjoy your life, but at the same time, it's really important that you really, like I said, as always on the show, we always trying to make sure people have a realistic perspective on life, on their life and the life that is around them. That's one of our aims, one of our goals, right? Because I think that people you can have a better quality of life when you exist in reality. You know, when your perspective is healthy. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things we always try to do. And so when you look at prank culture and what people are willing to do, and the lengths that they're willing to go and the depths they're willing to go for likes and attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what you're really dealing with. Like, it's really a, you know what I mean? It puts on full display just how desperate people are and how far they're willing to go for attention. And it's really like, I mean, I would almost use the word disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's really like it's hard for me to put it into words. Like as a society, you know what I mean? How we receive this content and how prevalent that it is, and why and how it's so popular. It really says a lot about the society that we're in, you know, and the health of that society, you know, that we're in. And so I wanted to kind of start. We want to kind of deal with 3 points in this discussion. I want to start from the perspective of the pranker. You know what I mean? And just talk about like the position that they put themselves in when they're trying to do this stuff, right? Because like there is some danger involved with this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like it's been a couple of cases where people, you know, have been really hurt trying to do this stuff, and beyond that, you know, other people on the verge of getting really hurt doing this stuff. And you know, people, and like I said, what people are willing to do in order to get that like. And if they're smart, or if they're able to kind of put a business around it, they may make some money off of it. But like, you know, as a term that we use, people that play, I don't know if you play dominoes, but people
I played it, but it's been a while, so I kind of forgot how to play it.
I'm gonna say it, so I'm not gonna say it. I know you've been around the people. Yeah, well, there's a term in dominoes that says all money ain't good money, which means just because you can score doesn't always mean that it's a good time to score. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's a universal understanding that it can apply in a multiplicity of situations. And like I said, just because you can make some money off something doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good way to make money. Yeah,
the same with attention. Because sometimes they're not getting any likes. They're getting people telling them, "What are you doing?" Yeah. And they don't care because they're getting attention. Exactly. They're getting those clicks.
Exactly. Go on, girl. I've been talking the whole time.
Oh no.
This is the people I've been waiting for anyway.
No, I totally agree with that. I think that it's something that like, it kind of cheapens what you're putting out, and if what you're putting out is already cheap, think about that. You know, like that's not really good for you or the person that you are pranking. It's just an uncomfortable experience. So no, I've heard that saying before, and I completely agree. And I think you're right. It kind of shows I guess how like desperate people are just to get those clicks and traffic, really, engagement, interaction. Because we've gotten to the point now where people don't even have to like your content. Yeah. They don't really have to even like you. Yeah. They just have to comment, interact, and watch, and that's it. And that's what people look for. So even if it is uncomfortable, negative content, they don't care because it's getting the interaction and engagement that they want. And that is, I feel like that's just so unhealthy. And I'm not saying it like, well, no, it isn't healthy. It's unhealthy for the person creating the content and the person receiving that sort of, I guess, treatment from the content creator. Yeah. It's just kind of unfortunate. And it just to tie back to what you're saying, I've seen those articles and those news stories of like people getting seriously injured or even killed. Yeah. Yeah. And not that as well, but also I've seen people who are prankers kind of face the consequences of their own actions, like taking pranks too far and not understanding what they're doing is actually harassment, sexual harassment, or just straight up breaking the law.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to step back. I think that's a reflection of people kind of losing their handle on reality a bit. So
yeah. The thing, you know what I mean, like I said, you talked about some of those cases. You know what I mean, Tanner Cook, he's trying to do a prank, and he does a lot of like outrageous pranks where you try to get people to respond, like do outrageous things in public to get people to respond. You know, he's in a food court, walk up to a man trying to act crazy, and the guy, you know, put a bullet in his belly. You know, put a bullet in his belly, and it's like, you know, got Timothy Wilkes. You know, he's trying to play a prank on somebody, run up on somebody with a knife, trying to act like, you know what I mean, act like an aggressor, and somebody put him down permanently. You know what I mean, shot and killed him. You know what I mean, and like, and that's two cases, right? It's all kinds of pranks out there. So you're like, oh man, that's just two cases. It's true, right? But it just shows the danger that people, and the thing that people need to understand is that these pranks can only escalate. You know what I mean? Because it's all about shock factor. And eventually people get immune to, you know, the first level of shock.
Yeah,
and so you have to, exactly. So you have to up the ante. You see what I'm saying? And so as people continue to try to go down this path, it's like the show Jackass and from back in the day. You know what I mean? Like, or any of these like crazy shows. You know what I mean? Like you have to do more and more outrageous things in order for you to maintain the attention, maintain the attention. But but you have to understand, like, there are real people involved with this stuff. Whether pranker or prankee, like, these are real people. The pranker has to actually go and do this stuff. This isn't just like it has an effect on everybody. You know what I mean? For you to go try to act crazy in public, like, it's really easy for you to slip into insanity. You know, you do too good of a job acting crazy. You see what I'm saying? Like, you actually start going a little crazy. You know what I mean? Like, you have to put yourself in a certain mindset to be able to carry out some of these things.
And it is crazy. At the end of the day, if you're pretending to be screaming and yelling in a food court, what's the difference between pretending to be screaming and yelling in a food court and actually screaming? Like, come on now. Like, let's be real. It's the same thing. Yeah. You're acting crazy.
Yeah. And like, the crazy thing is, like, it emboldens others to try to follow suit and like top what you did, the crazy thing you did. And you have to, it's like I always think about people that are performers, entertainers, right? Singers, whatever.
You're speaking on prankers, right? Are the prankers fellow prankers? Or are you talking about like in that?
No, I'm talking about fellow prankers. Okay. Or people that are bystanders, people that are observers as far as that are receiving the content. Yeah, and then they like, well, I want to get likes. They see those view counts, and they like, well, I want to do it too. And I got to go and try to do that, or yeah, exactly. You know, and so I think about celebrities, right? I think about like Beyonce. Like, she's like, okay, she's a performer, world class, and she has her alternate ego, Sasha Fierce. You know what I'm saying? It's a character in her head that she's created to go out and do what she does, because she herself, some of it she's not necessarily comfortable with, and so it's. I mean, and really, I always call. Exactly. I call it it's like a little sprinkle of schizophrenia, but whatever.
Split personality.
Yeah, man.
That's the correct term, but yes, I know what you mean.
Indeed. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, you have to become another person in order to carry out this act that you don't feel comfortable with personally. You see what I'm saying? And so it's the same concept, but even worse with a situation like that. You know what I mean? Where you're doing so you look at the definition of the word prank, and it just means like a practical joke or like a mischievous act. You know what I'm saying? The origin of the word is like a wicked deed. That is the root of what. Yeah.
Wow.
That's the root of the word prank. That's what it is. It's you're being naughty. It's naughtiness is what it is. You know what I mean? And so, like, in order for you to carry out naughty activity, you have to put yourself in a certain thought process, a certain mindset. And as that continues to escalate, so does the psychology of it. You know what I mean? And so I'm not saying that like people can't make this content, people can't do these things, but it's important for you to understand what you're getting involved in and understand and set the lines and limits to what you're willing to do. Because if not, then this thing can spiral out of control. These things don't just happen. Like, and this is I'm not like this is a extreme example. But you take a serial killer just don't wake up tomorrow and be like, I'm gonna go kill 37 people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and stuff them in the back of my trunk in pieces. Like, it don't just I woke up one day and start doing that stuff. It escalates. You know what I'm saying? And you have to reach certain levels and certain limits, and you got to pass that limit and go to the next. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like, it's the same concept. Like, you start in one place, and a lot of people do not think in these terms, or they don't understand this concept, or they don't live in this reality,
or they don't want to even process it.
Yeah, like they look at situations and be like, man, I don't know how a person could do something like that, but it starts somewhere and then it escalates. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not saying that pranksters are serial killers. They're not equal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they were like, hey, tripping. But I'm just saying, like, the escalation, it takes you somewhere. Your actions, your thought processes lead you down a path. And then you find yourself in these strange positions. You mentioned earlier, you know what I mean, or like in a previous conversation about, you know, these couple pranksters where they like do pranks on each other. And then you wonder why later they end up divorced or broken up. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like, the prank is only effective if you get the reaction. And you can only stage so much. And after a while, like, it starts to get lame. It starts to get flat. So then you start resorting to, like, real pranks. And somebody do something, because they get, is lines. And you going to get the best reaction once you crossing lines. You know what I'm saying? And, like, eventually, like I say, it comes down to an issue where it's, like, respect or lack thereof. And the real issue is trust. Eventually, you start to lose trust because I really don't know what you're willing to do. If I know it's certain things that'll press your buttons, I may lean toward those things because it'll get a bigger reaction out of you. But then once you do that, then it's like, man, like, that's supposed to be off limits. Like, I'm like, you're willing to do anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're willing to say anything. You know what I mean? And then your trust breaks down. And then once the trust is gone, the relationship is done. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I feel like that's a perfect transition to, like, the prankee. You know what I mean? Because, like, at the end of the day, like...
Welcome back, lady.
Like, no, it's interesting because of the fact that, like, okay, I feel like all in all, pranks are not pranks. Like, what you see, majority of what you see on YouTube or even TikTok at times, for me at least, is not a prank. You're punking somebody. Like, you're not pranking them. Because in my opinion, I think, yes, it is disrespect. And some of the things that I've seen, not everything, because I've seen a few funny pranks here and there, but some of the things I've seen are like, you're straight up trying to punk somebody out. You're trying to disrespect somebody or annoy someone to get a reaction that only you find funny. No one else is finding it funny. And you're trying to see how far you can go. And I think that's exactly why people get hurt. And it's unfortunate because it's not just the pranker getting hurt. Like in that situation with the young man getting shot and the other young man getting shot and killed. Yeah. It is not just him. I'm not trying to say it's the same thing, but it's not just him that got hurt. That individual who thought to themselves, the prankee who thought to themselves, I have to protect myself. I have to defend myself. Now they have to go to court. Yeah. They have to get a lawyer. Yeah. Court fees are not cheap.
They are not.
They have their job on the line, their home on the line, and they have to defend themselves and prove themselves to be innocent.
Make it real for the people, lady.
It is not an easy process either, because even if the court says, yeah, you know, you had the rights to protect yourself, defend yourself, you still killed a person. Yeah. Over a harmless prank. Yeah. That's a lot to carry on your shoulders. Yeah. And that's a lot to have on your name. Because we live in a world that you have an online footprint. People don't forget. Yeah. Everything on the internet is forever.
Yeah, Google sure don't forget.
Yes. And once your name is attached to something like that, how do you get rid of that? Yeah. You have that on you forever. Yeah. If it's not on your conscience, it's on you. It's on your reputation. It's on you forever. Yeah. And that's something heavy to carry. Because it's really not that black and white. It's not that simple. And to your point in the beginning, like, yeah, you have to maintain perspective. You have to understand that there's two sides to every coin. And in this situation too, there are people that more than just the pranker that are feeling the results or the effects of his or her decision to do what he's doing. Yeah. The mischievous act that he's doing. Yeah. But I just think it's kind of like for me at least, when I see things like that, I just think there's no creativity in the pranks anymore. Like it is straight up just clickbait, shock factor. It's unfortunate because in situations, again, to tie it back to the pranky, where you feel like your life is at risk, or somebody, you know, like the people around you, like some lunatic is coming in here screaming, and you are thinking to yourself, I'm gonna protect myself at all costs. Like, and then to find out, oh, it's just a prank. What? That's wild. That's crazy.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I think you broke it down very, very well, lady. I mean, like I said, you know, I saw a video the other day. This guy riding down. It's just a lot of different these videos. People going up and down the escalator, and they like interacting with people, probably knock people hat off, whatever. And some of this stuff is staged. I can tell. You know what I mean, come chasing after you, and like, you know, the stage stuff is like eventually it gets stale. You got to get some real live action. You see what I'm saying? You know, I saw this one video. This guy's going up the escalator, couple coming down. He looking for couples apparently, and like as they pass each other, he reach over and like, you know, stroke the girl's face or something, you know, the lady's face, and then the guy's like, hey, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I watched it, and I'm just like,
he literally grabbed that young man and pulled him down the escalator.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm married, right? And like I'm a peaceful individual, but I mean I have certain limits. You know what I'm saying? Certain boundaries that just, you know what I'm saying, like you don't cross. You know what I'm saying? Like that'd be one of them. Like, yo, you put your hands on my wife. Like, hey man, we gotta, you know what I'm saying? It's go time. Like we gotta get after it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, listen. Because I'm not interested in it's a prank. It's a prank. Like that doesn't solve the issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, and at that point I'm not really interested in what you're talking about. And the fact that you make it say it's a prank only makes it worse. Because now like you decided it was funny to try to disrespect my wife and my family. You know what I'm saying?
Disrespecting.
Yeah, you thought it was funny. Like you want to go put this on the internet and make me look like a fool and disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Like that makes it even worse. You know, and then, you know, and that's the thing. Like you're profiting off of another person's misfortune that they did not sign up for. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't sign. They don't get in like
consent.
Yeah, exactly. There's no consent. You just getting this footage and posting it. You getting paid. You getting likes, and this other person just getting embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? And like. And all this stuff, you see people sneezing on people, you know, farting, saying crazy stuff on their phone and all that kind of stuff. Like, man, what you say? Like, and everybody was like, man, you mess around and pick the wrong one that don't mind going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I miss jail, matter of fact. I mean, at least I was eating 3 times a day, and I used to work out. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Cat don't mind going back. And then, you know, he put you in the dirt, and it's just, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or you know, or a person like me. I'm a upstanding, law-abiding citizen. But then we get him rumbling in the middle of Walmart, and it's like, no, I got a ticket and all that stuff. Like you affect other people. Like, well, you shouldn't be getting into a fight. What else? Like if you in a place, or God forbid, like your daughter, you know what I'm saying? Like your sister, you riding in a place, somebody go and like grab your sister. It's like, yo, and you got that thing on you.
At the end of the day, that is harassment. You touch somebody without their consent. Exactly. That's harassment. And that's actually, years ago, there was a YouTuber, Sam Pepper, who he got like canceled. And then I think he ended up, there was some woman that came forward for sexual harassment complaints or charges. I'm not too sure, but he ended up not being charged. Anyways, he would post videos of him like pitching girls and like upskirting, like grabbing, like going up their skirt and stuff. Yeah. And that's something that like, you can say it's a prank, but the law will say otherwise. That is sexual harassment. Yeah. You don't have any right to be touching another person.
Yeah. And you know, and I mean, I think that's where, you know, things are heading. And it's a sad thing too, because even if you find yourself in a situation like that, if you may not have the economic resources to be able to pursue it from a legal perspective. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, and like it's what I'm saying, man. Like you know, like I said, man, it's like I said, it's jokes, he people watch this stuff. It's humorous, but you got to understand, like if it's real people, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it's staged, right? I get it, and if it's staged, then whatever. You got the actors involved, whatever. But like if it's not staged, like there are a lot of factors in play with this situation that like people need to understand. Even if you found you got a chuckle out of it, you still need to make sure that you understand, like, okay, what this is that I'm watching, and like this ain't cool. And that brings us to our third point. You know what I mean? The effect that this stuff has on society as a whole. You know what I mean? It only enhance, like, we're living in a time where people are like, there's a lot of mistrust, you know, fear, anxiety. You know, I'll even go down as far as say paranoia. You know what I mean? And like, and it's because of stuff like this. It's because of content like this. And I'm not saying this is the only content, but like this adds to the gumbo. You know what I mean? Like you out at Walmart just trying to shop, and you never know somebody gonna try to run up on you, and then you gotta try to assess, is this somebody trying to be funny or is this a real situation? You see what I'm saying? Like, and that make people uneasy. You talked about this on a couple of episodes way back in the day. You know, you're just talking about how, I can't remember which episode it was, but you were making a point about human beings like operating in this heightened sense of like adrenaline. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure the word I'm looking for, but you know, you can operate in that for so long to get out of a situation or to evade, to escape, whatever. But it's not good to just stay in that state like that. It's unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? That's where you have anxiety and all that kind of stuff. Like, but if you go into a place, and God forbid it's a real situation, and like I said, you got to take the time to try to think: is this a real situation or is this a joke? Yeah. And that can very well get you killed. You know what I'm saying? Like the idea that other people are just props in your production is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But that's what we deal with. Like that's how we're becoming so desensitized as a society that like you don't even respect other people's right to exist and live. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, with the boundaries of another individual. Yeah. I've been like, that's something I've been thinking about a lot lately. Like, okay, the word society. I've talked about it before. You know what I mean? It's where a group of people share, have a shared sense of like norms and like behavior and understanding, right? I'm paraphrasing. And so we all exist in a society together. We all know, okay, I'm not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to do that. This is the proper way we, you know what I mean? Like there are norms that are expected and expectations, you know what I mean? And understand a mutual understanding amongst those that live in a society. That's the key word. That's what the root of the word society means. And like we are gradually like losing our society. That's the reason why people feel so alone. Is because like as much as you can go on YouTube or go on social media and go into a comment section and laugh at people's comments, but like, man, that was why I was thinking that same thing. Like we are losing the sense of what is right and what is wrong from a collective from a collective perspective, right? If everybody does what's right in their own eyes, then like you become it just increases the isolation, because then there is no sense of like, okay, we both here, we both know what we're supposed to do. At any point, I gotta be like, okay, I don't know what you think, I don't know what you believe, I don't know what you're willing to do, what you're not willing to do, like, you know what I mean, like, and that creates a society of angst and unease, you know what I mean, and desensitization, desensitization. Sometimes I get crazy.
Yeah. No, I really love your
point. God dog it. That's messed up. I have right on the tip of my head, but I can't get it out. It's gonna come to me later. Watch.
In the middle of the night.
Yeah, but like, that really makes me upset.
I had actually real quick to tie into what you're saying, because I've been thinking about that too. People who are a part of people who are a part of communities, like areas that have stronger senses or a stronger sense of community, function better than areas that don't.
Of course.
Because of trust, because of respect and things like that. So the fact that, like, I think it's also because our society is so large now, it's difficult to find a sense of community. It's not impossible, but it is difficult. You see little communities, even on the internet, but the internet has made it so that we're not in the pond, we are in an ocean, and it's it's difficult to find that sense of community sometimes when you are dealing with such a grand scale. But you have to find that within yourself, because that's what's going to allow you to remember, okay, what I do affects more than just me. It affects so many other people. And that should be what grounds you at the end of the day. Like, I'm not saying don't go have fun or play pranks even, but understand what it means to be what it means to do a prank and to be disrespectful or break a law.
A joke and a prank are not the same.
They're different. Yeah. And at the end of the day, like, bruh, look at your comments. Like, read your comments.
Shoot, they look at the comments with dollar signs out like, yes.
But people are in there, and people are on the internet. Everybody shares what they think. They don't hesitate to say what's on their mind because they're behind the keyboard singing sound, right? But they'll tell you, like, this isn't funny when this is annoying. Like, chill out. You think they're just saying that to say that? Like, no, you have to be willing to listen.
Yeah.
Someone who's not willing to listen, difficult to deal with, you know?
Yeah, man. It like I said, it's crazy. It just continues to push the boundaries of what of decency. You know what I'm saying? Until you have like a situation, like I said, where, you know, things get crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's where we're heading as a society. I'm not saying that people can't have jokes and people can't have a good time. Like, it's cool. But those who make this content, you need to understand the impact that it has on the other people in the society and that share society with you. And then the people that are consuming this content, you need to understand, like, okay, what this really is and understand all the parameters that are involved with this stuff. You see what I'm saying? Like, and that you make sure that you don't become desensitized. That wasn't the word I was working for, but they worked. Yeah. You don't become desensitized, you know, to decency. Because that's ultimately what we're dealing with. Like what is expected as far as decency in a society and in a community. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you go to the store, you want to have a peaceful experience. You don't have to go and somebody come in and scream and then run through like naked or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now, you know, I got my kids here. You know what I'm saying? Like, my 6-year-old daughter is here and this grown man come around about naked. You know what I'm saying? Like, how's it going to affect this child? You know what I'm saying? Like, to you, it's funny. They got the video. You don't mind getting a ticket because you're going to make that money and some on your YouTube. But it's just like, or you get the attention. So I'm willing to pay $400 for the attention for to go viral. You know what I'm saying? But like, you got to think about how this is going to affect other people. And this kid going to grow up. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the things that people don't think about. You know what I'm saying? And you grow up in a society, it's like, well, that's normal for somebody to scream, act like a maniac, and then like run around naked. I'm using it as an example. But like, that becomes the new normal. And that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that people will look at and be like, well, shoot. And they'll rationalize and be like, well, shoot. He's successful. Look at his YouTube. Like, dude.
All money is a good.
And that's what we are answering for today, man. You know what I'm saying? That's it for today. Like I said, man, we just, as always, we want to, like I said, just make sure you keep track and understand that there's a bigger picture to all of this stuff. You know, make sure that you prioritize decency. If not for you, for those that are around you that share the world with you, and if not for those individuals, for the people that you care about that'll be coming into this world and occupying the next generation, right? Because the seeds that are planted today, they will grow into the trees of tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? That's what everybody gonna eat off of. And like, I think about my kids, you know what I'm saying? And like the world they're growing up in, and I see the seeds that were planted in the past and how things are developing. And it's like, it's crazy. I teach my children, and thanks be to God, they halfway listen to me. You know, but nothing wrong with a good laugh. You know what I mean? Some of the content it's humorous, right? You know, but like, make sure you understand, like, okay, that you keep it as just like a joke, and exactly, and you understand the boundaries and certain and the impact of these things. You know what I'm saying? And that they stay within the confines of decency, because you don't want to have a world that's, de-escalated into just debauchery and foolishness, because no one wins. No one is safe. No one is healthy in a society like that. You think that this stuff don't affect you, but it will, because we're all connected, whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying? That's it for today. We're going to wrap this thing up. The lady's back. You know what I'm saying? I was excited about it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm back.
She's back. We're going to ask you, we're going to leave it like we always do, asking that you stay safe.
Stay blessed.
And please stay human. We out.